Hello students, today we'll complete the third part in Unit 3 History. So far we have completed up to the Peasants Revolts, that is first thing is Santhal Rebellion and then the Indigo Revolt and the final thing is the Deccan Riot. So today we'll start with the Punjab Peasant Movement. So the farmers who lived in Punjab, they lent the money from the urban money lenders. So hope you know about what is money lenders, right? So the farmers, they lend the money from the money lenders and they can't return it back to them. So the money lenders, they occupy the land of the farmers. So the farmers started their revolt against the money lenders. So this is the major problem in the Punjab peasant movement. Okay, but the British, they did not want to happen any revolt in that place because this is the place which provide a large number of soldiers to the British army in India. So they don't want to create any problem, create any revolt in that place. But they want to protect the farmers who lived in Punjab, right? So for that, they passed an act which is known as Punjab Land Alienation Act. This act was passed for an experimental measure, for a testing purpose. So then this act, it worked successfully in Punjab. After that, this act is implemented in some places of India. So according to this act, it divided the population of Punjab into three categories. The first category is the agricultural classes. The second category is the statutory agriculturist class and the rest of the population including the money lenders. So the first category, that is agricultural classes, it consists of the farmers, and second category, that is statutory agriculturist class, so it consists of the farmers who has the right of law, and the third category is the money lenders. And also some restrictions, some rules were imposed, some rules were implemented on the sale and the mortgage. So you know what is sale, right? So what do you mean by mortgage? Mortgage means, in Tamil we'll call it as adamanam. Okay, nilatha adamanam vekirathu. Okay, some restrictions were made in the sale and the mortgage of the land from the first category people to the other category. So in the Punjab peasant movement, the Punjab Land Alienation Act was passed and the grievances of the farmers are cleared. Next heading is Champaran Satyagraha, which happens in the year of 1917 to 1918 in Bihar, in the place which is called as Champaran. So the European planters means a group of people. Okay, so in Bihar, in the place called Champaran, the European planters, they cultivate the indigo in the illegal and the inhuman method. Okay, so under the Tinkadiya system, this European planters, they force the peasants to grow indigo on their land in 3/20 part of their land. Okay, and they forced them to sell the indigo cultivation farms to the British planters at a price which is fixed by them. So this Champaran Satyagraha is somewhat related to the Indigo Revolt. So Indigo Revolt la paatha madri farmers வந்து அந்த இண்டிகோன்ற பிளான்ட்டை வந்து அவங்களோட லேண்டில் 20/3 பார்ட்டில் வந்து கல்டிவேட் பண்ண சொல்லி ஃபோர்ஸ் பண்ணுவாங்க. ஸோ அதுக்கு ஒரு ப்ரைஸை வந்து பிரிட்டிஷ் பிளான்டர்ஸே ஃபிக்ஸ் பண்ணுறாங்க. ஸோ டெஃபினெட்லி இட் வுட் பி அ லோ ப்ரைஸ், ரைட்? To solve the problem, the government, it appointed an inquiry commission and Gandhiji was a member of that commission, and the grievances of the peasants, that is the problems of the farmers, were inquired and they passed an act in May 1918. The act was called as Champaran Agrarian Act. So after that, the problems of the farmers are cleared. Kheda Satyagraha, which happens in the year of 1918. So in Gujarat, there is a place called Kheda district. So due to the constant famines means Panjam. Okay, so due to the constant famines, agriculture failed in 1980. So in Gujarat, there is a place called Kheda. So there the agriculture is failed due to the cause of famine. But the officers, they forced the farmers to pay the full land revenue. So the people who lived in Gujarat, that is the farmers, they don't have any other source of income. So how they can pay the full land revenue? So the local peasants, that is the farmers, they started a movement which is called as no tax movement. Okay, so they will not pay the tax. So they started their revolt, that is no tax movement, in the Kedah district in the year of 1918. So Gandhiji was the leader of this no tax movement. So Gandhiji, he organized the farmers and he advised the farmers to tell about their situation due to famine to the government, and also he advised the farmers to face all the problems without any fear. So in response to his call, there was an unprecedented, that is unprecedented means unexpected support was there by the peasants, and the government want to conclude this problem for the farmers. So at that time, during this period, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, so he is an important leader in the Indian freedom struggle. That's all about the Kedah Satyagraha. So in Gujarat, there is a place called Kedah. So due to famine, there is no agriculture process, but the farmers are forced to pay the full land revenue. They started a movement which is called no tax movement, and Gandhiji was the leader of that movement. He advised the farmers to face all the problems without fear, and also he had a lot of support from the farmers. The government, it had to come to a conclusion for this problem. So at this time, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, he is the important leader of the Indian freedom struggle. Mofla Rebellion. So Mofla is the name of the Muslim farmers who lived in Malabar, Kerala. So they are suppressed and exploited by the Hindu zamindars and the British government. So this was the main cause for this Mofla rebellion. The conference, which is held in April 1920, the name of the conference is Malabar District Conference. So it gives support to the Mofla farmers. So through this conference, the Mofla farmers, they got support, and it demands to create a law to clear the problems between the landlords and the tenant farmers. So in August 1921, the Mofla tenants, they rebelled against the zamindars. So the Mofla farmers, they started their revolt against the zamindars. So initially what they did, the Mofla farmers, they attacked the police stations, public offices, communications and houses of the landlords and the money lenders. But the Mofla rebellion was suppressed by the government in 1921 December. So as a result of the suppression of the government, 2,337 Mofla rebels were killed and 1,650 were wounded, and more than 45,000 captured as prisoners by the government. Now we'll see the overall story of the Mofla rebellion. So Mofla, it is a category of Muslim farmers who lived in Malabar, Kerala. So they were suppressed and exploited by the Hindu zamindars and the British government. So this is the main objective of this Mofla rebellion. So this Mofla farmers, they got support from the Malabar District Conference, which held in the year of April 1920. So through this support of Malabar District Conference, so it demands to make a law to clear out the problems between the landlord and the tenants. So after that, in August 1921, the Mofla farmers, they started attacking the houses of landlords and the money lenders, and in December 1921, the rebellion of Mofla is suppressed by the government. So as a result of this, 2,337 Mofla's rebels were killed and 1,650 people were wounded, and more than 45,000 people are captured as prisoners. At last, the Mofla rebellion, it came to an end. The last heading is Bardoli Satyagraha. So in Gujarat, in a place called Bardoli, the government, it increased the land revenue by 30%. So the farmers who lived in Bardoli, they started their revolt under the leadership of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. So the farmers, they refused to pay the tax, they refused to pay the increased tax, and they started a no tax campaign from 12 February 1928. So many women are also participated in this no tax campaign. So in 1930, the peasants of Bardoli, so they refused to pay the tax. Instead of that, they are ready to sell their land for an auction sales, and the eventual loss of almost all of their lands, but refused to submit to the government. So they are ready to sell their land for an auction sale. அதாவது அவங்களோட லேண்டை வந்து கம்மியான ரேட்க்கு கூட சேல் பண்ண ரெடியாக இருந்தாங்க, பட் தே ஆர் நாட் ரெடி டு சப்மிட் தேர் லேண்ட் டு தி கவர்மெண்ட். ஆஃப்டர் that, the lands of the peasants, that is the farmers, is occupied by the government, and then they return it back to the farmers when the Congress came to power in 1937. So that's all about the Bardoli Satyagraha. Thank you, students.